Sue Bird just dropped the bombshell of the year. Internal WNBA memos aimed at muting Caitlin Clark's star power and manufacturing drama instead of celebrating her.
In that way, I do think Caitlin's being used as a pawn.
Now, the league is in full panic mode, and fans, players, and sponsors are demanding answers. Hit like if you believe the WNBA must come clean. On her flagship podcast, four-time WNBA champion Sue Bird dropped a revelation that shook the league to its core. She'd stumbled upon internal PR directives instructing broadcasters to limit Caitlin Clark's segments and instead highlight broader league narratives. Bird quoted verbatim from leaked emails and slide decks, language so specific it mentioned trimming post-game Logo 3 replay packages by 30% and swapping them out for generic Rising Stars montages featuring multiple players in equal measure. Within 2 hours, the hashtag #letterplay climbed to number 5 on Twitter's trending list, generating over 200,000 user posts and 350 million impressions across platforms in 24 hours. On Instagram, Clark's last highlight reel post saw engagement spike 400% as fans flooded comments with demands to stop hiding the best show in basketball. TikTok creators launched reaction mashups juxtaposing Bird's leaked memo quotes against Clark's record-setting step-back threes. Those videos racked up 45 million combined views by next morning. Mainstream media followed suit. ESPN SportsCenter opened its top segment with Bird drops bombshell on WNBA PR tactics, interviewing former executives and sports marketing analysts who called the strategy unprecedented and counterproductive. The New York Times ran a front-page online feature headlined, "Is the WNBA sabotaging its own star?" complete with excerpts from the Safe versus Star Power document. Even talk shows like The View debated whether a league could sustain growth by sidelining its biggest attraction. In exposing these memos, Bird converted an internal marketing debate into a full-blown public relations crisis, one that forced the WNBA's leadership to confront allegations of actively suppressing the very talent-fueling record viewership and revenue. One of the most damning revelations was a file ominously titled Racial Arc Storyline Tactics. This internal playbook didn't merely suggest highlighting Clark and Reese. It prescribed a full-blown marketing strategy built on contrasts. Broadcasters were instructed to run split-screen promos framing Clark's ice-cold step-back threes against Angel Reese's gritty, hard-nosed drives. Producers were told to push the narrative that fans must choose sides, setting culture clash sound bites against highlights to stoke debate and leaning into racial undertones for mid-season viewership spikes. This wasn't subtle branding, it was outright commodification of athletes' identities. The memo even recommended crafting social media graphics with melanin versus metal captions, then tracking engagement to adjust which athlete received more airtime. In other words, instead of celebrating pure basketball excellence, the league was preparing to exploit its players as living storylines, packaging their backgrounds and playing styles into clickbait drama. That level of calculated manipulation shattered the trust of players and fans alike, exposing a willingness to trade authenticity for short-term ratings gains. Within minutes of Bird's expose, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark took to social media to push back. Reese posted, "I came here to play basketball, not to be a prop in someone else's storyline," while Clark wrote, "My job is winning games, not fueling manufactured rivalries." Fans answered in kind. Letterplay and Protect Caitlin trended on Twitter, generating over 500,000 tweets in 24 hours. TikTok creators mashed Clark's genuine highlight reels with clips of forced drama promos. Those videos racked up 30 million combined views in 2 days. On Instagram, engagement on Clark's posts spiked 250% as supporters flooded comments with messages like, "Celebrate greatness, don't hide it." A recent survey of 2,000 Fever season ticket holders found 42% believed the league prioritized controversy over pure basketball excitement. In private player-only forums, dozens of athletes shared frustration at being reduced to marketing cliches. Even legends weighed in. Diana Taurasi tweeted, "Hiding greatness for clicks is a disservice to the game." And Candace Parker posted, "Let our athletes shine unfiltered." Across living rooms, sports bars, and online forums, the chorus was unanimous. WNBA fans demand authentic storytelling that honors players' skills and achievements, not contrived drama spun from internal memos. Bird didn't stop at marketing memos. She also revealed a referee's directive dated May 10th explicitly instructing officials to monitor rookies like Clark for unsportsmanlike conduct. The impact was immediate and glaring. In one game, Clark simply slapped the backboard in frustration, an action so mild it drew groans from fans, but it earned her a technical foul. Meanwhile, veteran players have hurled warm-up jackets at benches, screamed at referees, and even shoved opponents off ball with barely a warning. WNBA legend Rebecca Lobo cut into a national broadcast to call out the disparity. Dead ball shoves, grab holds, these aren't borderline plays, they're fouls by any standard. Indiana coach Stephanie White went further after a brutal road loss. The disrespect shown to our players is egregious. They let hard fouls slide but flag the smallest reactions. On social media, Clark's brother chipped in. Make no mistake, this is on the refs. Data back up these claims. Through mid-season, Clark had drawn 3 technical fouls, all for minimal reactions, versus 0 techs assessed to 5 league veterans for far more blatant outbursts. When officiating becomes a tool for targeting, it undermines both player safety and competitive integrity, sending a chilling message that some stars must tread on eggshells while others roam free. Caitlin Clark's on-court presence has been the engine behind the WNBA's most explosive growth. And when she's silenced, the bottom line takes a gut punch. This season, every single one of the league's top 15 most-watched games featured Clark, averaging 1.8 million viewers before her injury. Since she's been off the floor, that average has cratered 53%, sinking to 847,000, a loss of nearly 1 million viewers per game. At $20,000 per Nielsen rating point, broadcasters are hemorrhaging 1.2 to 1.6 million in ad revenue each time her absence is felt. ESPN openly credited her with a 170% year-over-year ratings jump in 2024. ION reported a 133% surge. Now, with networks bracing for repeat primetime spots without her draw, renewal negotiations face looming cuts of 20 to 30% in rights fees. Live gates tell the same story. Pre-injury Fever home games sold out at 80% capacity, averaging 17,200 fans and $1.8 million in ticket sales each night. Post-injury attendance has dropped by 25%, erasing roughly 4,300 seats per game, and slashing concessions and merchandise revenue by 35%. Secondary markets show StubHub listings plummeting by 40% in price and volume. Even the betting markets have recoiled. Wagers on Fever games have halved, translating to hundreds of thousands of dollars in lost handle and commission fees for the league. Beyond immediate losses, sponsors who rallied behind Clark-centric campaigns are pausing new activations. Apparel partners report a 60% drop in jersey orders labeled Clark 22, while local advertisers are demanding rebates or renegotiations on Fever game packages. When one player drives TV sweeps, packed arenas, merchandise booms, and betting spikes, muting her for PR optics isn't just tone-deaf. It's a catastrophic miscalculation that jeopardizes the entire league's financial future. At its core, the WNBA exists to uplift women's athletics. Yet these leaks expose a league willing to undercut its own marquee talent for short-term sensationalism. One internal strategy document, starkly titled Safe versus Star Power, laid out 2 diametrically opposed paths: fully embrace Caitlin Clark's record-shattering performances, or drown them out in manufactured controversy. That choice shouldn't have been a debate. Instead, executives toyed with sidelining her highlights while amplifying race-driven storylines for clicks, a tactic that runs counter to any mission of empowerment. This betrayal goes far beyond marketing. The same culture that directed refs to single out rookies has also influenced medical protocols. Players reported feeling rushed back from treatment without clear guidelines on rest or recovery. In CBA negotiations, that devaluation of star power has eroded players' bargaining leverage, weakening demands for enhanced health protections and revenue sharing. When a league sacrifices authenticity on the altar of gimmicks, it shatters the trust of those who matter most, the players who pour their hearts into the game and the fans who cheer every step back three. The question now isn't just whether the WNBA can recover its reputation, it's whether it can realign its leadership with the very principles it claims to champion. In the wake of Bird's revelations, the WNBA must act swiftly to restore trust. Transparent marketing, publish all PR guidelines, revoke any memos that target specific players, and commit to celebrating on-court excellence above controversy. Officiating reform. Abolish any directives that single out rookies or stars. Roll out standardized foul calling protocols, and mandate third-party reviews of critical no-call incidents. Leadership accountability. Commissioner Kathy Engelbert should address these leaks directly, apologize to Clark and fans, and implement player-led advisory committees for marketing and discipline. Protecting assets in CBA talks. Ensure star players like Clark have explicit health and safety provisions in the next CBA, recognizing their unique value to the league's economics and brand. Only with decisive action can the WNBA prove it values integrity over clicks, athletes over agendas, and growth over gimmicks.